Hello everyone and welcome to Cricket World TV. Jim White here with John Pennington again. John, an amazing game of cricket. India versus Sri Lanka, the first ODI from Rajkot, and it was nearly 900 runs.
825 runs in 100 overs. Fantastic entertainment. India just about holding on to win by 3 runs in what was an epic game of cricket.
Now of course, India batted first. Their choice?
Well, they did pretty well, didn't they? 414 for 7, so it looked like the right decision to bat first, didn't it? Virender Sehwag, a career best for him, 146. Mahendra Singh Dhoni made 72. Sachin Tendulkar 69. They almost lost their way in the batting power play. They did get it back at the end with some unbeaten blows from Virat Kohli and Ravi Jadeja to get them up to 400, I should say. They'd long since got past 200, and it looked as if, well, surely that was going to be enough.
I mean, 414, you say they lost their way, it could have been more, it could have been 450.
That's right, because if you look at the middle order, Gautam Gambhir, Suresh Raina, Harbhajan Singh, he was promoted up the order, didn't really perform at all. They sort of got the quick 10, quick 11, they'd only got the quick 20 or 30, who knows, it could well have been a world record.
Now, so in chasing then, Sri Lanka 415 to win, and they got pretty close.
They made a brilliant start. I mean, the openers, Tillakaratne, Dilshan, another wonderful innings from him, 160. Upal Taranga back in the side, back at the top of the order because Sanat Jayasuriya has gone back down the order. He made 67, but on 188 for the first wicket. If you are going to chase down big scores, you have to get a good start. Otherwise, you can't win a game if you keep on losing wickets. They continued that momentum when Taranga was out. Kumar Sangakkara, he's in the form of his life at the moment. Century in the third test against India, 2 half centuries in the 2020s, and a brilliant innings of 90 in just 43 balls today. He played outstandingly well, but unfortunately for Sri Lanka, they just lost their way, and for them it was they weren't able to recover.
Got towards the end of the game, they're 11 off the last over, and obviously with a couple of wickets, the momentum that was with them, they were just lost their way, didn't they? And they just didn't quite get over the line. A
couple of run-outs. I think it was Jai Vardina and Kandambi were run out, and a wicket in the final over. Anthony Matthews had played quite nicely, he just needed to hit a boundary, couldn't clear Harbhajan Singh at mid-wicket, and well bowled Ashish Nehra. We haven't talked much about the bowlers, you tend not to when teams score 400, but Ashish Nehra really performed when it mattered. That final over, and he only conceded, what was it, sort of 4 or 5 runs, and the last 2 balls only went for singles, which is pretty impressive.
And as the game went along, really, and this is probably a really good indication of where 2020 cricket has come into the game, because 1 wicket down, 20 overs to go, and it was just the same as we've seen in other games. Very exciting, but the platform had been built, which is why I think we like one-day cricket. It
was just game on, wasn't it? You got to that sort of stage where Sri Lanka needed 118, 20 overs. I thought, well, this could go either way. Maybe 10 years or so ago, we would have been saying not a chance.
And also a wicket that helped for run scoring. It's not an overly big ground, though, is it?
It's not a big ground, but some of those sixes, particularly Sangakkara that I saw, they were quite large blows. So, but it was a nice pitch. But yeah, bloody run scoring. So what the crowd wanted to see, I think.
And a few records there as well.
Just a few, and just sort of reel these off. It's the second time in a one-day international that 2 teams have passed 400. The first, of course, coming 3 years ago in Johannesburg between Australia and Sri Lanka. Both teams have now hit 400 twice in one-day international cricket. It's the highest score chasing to lose a one-day international. It's a lot of runs to get and not win, 411. It's a national record score for India. It beats their previous record by just 1 run. That came against Bermuda in the 2007 World Cup, which of course didn't progress too smoothly for them. And it was also the biggest score Sri Lanka have ever scored against India, because they do hold the world record of 443 in ODIs, but that would have been enough today, but they weren't quite good enough.
Okay, well, a fantastic game of cricket, some brilliant batting, some very good bowling, and I think really again the fielding here for India's come up to the mark, and that really has got them over the line.
It did in the last sort of few moments, but they did drop 4 catches, so maybe sort of two regulation catches, 2 ones that good teams would back themselves to take. So there is a little bit of room for improvement. We saw how bad the fielding was in the 2020s. It's got a little bit better, but still work to do.
Good. Okay, well that's the first of the 5 ODI series between India and Sri Lanka. Where to next?
Nagpur. That's a change in venue that was scheduled to be hosted in Visakhapatnam, the second game on Friday. It's going to be hosted in Nagpur, which, if you remember, hosted the first 2020, and there are a few runs there, so don't back against more big scores.
And watch this space.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again for your incisive comments there, John. Very kind of you. And we look forward to seeing you again here on Cricket World TV.